crew, abandoned ship. Flooding's unmanageable. The decks are awash now.
216 station, roger. Pull all our guys off.
Yeah, roger. Everybody's off the boat.
Post-World War II, agriculture really began to get industrialized with all the new tools, synthetic fertilizers, synthetic pesticides and herbicides. And by the 70s, they really had been overused, and our parents were part of the generation that were young and had the ambition to take on that battle. So it should be known that Che hated the farm. Like he and Noah, so they're fraternal twins, Noah and Che, and they were born in 74, and then I'm number 3, born in 80, and then Freeman's the last one, born in 83. They were the manual labor. So like Che and Noah and my mom and dad like did all the work, and both Che and Noah were like, I cannot wait to get as far away from this farm as possible. They were moving sprinkler pipe, picking turnips, working farmers markets every weekend, doing all the deliveries. And it sounds like to us like, oh, that's so cute and romantic, and it sucks as a little kid.
Che was always really into flying. He would have these RC control planes, and now everybody's can get a drone for $150, but this is the 80s. Like, this was a big deal, and he would make these planes in the barn, and he would do the radio controlled and fly them around the farm. But he was always really into flying, and he actually got his pilot's license before he got his driver's license. So he soloed a plane on his 16th birthday. And I remember I asked him once, I'm like, you get bored? Like you're on a grid or you're moving the grid and you're like searching. And he's like, dude, imagine your boat sank. Like you're in the middle of the ocean. This is a pretty cool system that's set up, right? You get lost for whatever reason. The government's gonna go spend a lot of money trying to find you. And he took that really seriously.
I got a phone call like, midnight-ish. And it woke me up. My phone was sitting by my bed, and it was Che's girlfriend, Carrie. She said, hey, it's probably nothing, but I think the Coast Guard lost a plane, and I can't get a hold of Che.
I remember we were like, oh, we're gonna pound on the window and wake his ass up.
Yeah. I remember thinking, like, I'm gonna be so pissed at him. And then on Road 27, someone called me back, and it was
CEO
O'Connor, the commanding officer, J.J. O'Connor. And kind of like, hey, who are you? I identified myself, told me who he was, and then he's like, what'd he say? He's like, yeah, I can confirm that we have a missing aircraft, and
it's just...
Yeah, he said, and Lieutenant Commander Barnes was on that aircraft. We're hoping for a miracle.
The initial mission was the Revenue Cutter Service. Throughout history, the U.S. Coast Guard's mission has changed a little bit. Always you can trace its roots back to search and rescue, and that's our primary mission. We have many other missions along with ice operations, mammal protection, ports and waterways security. We also maintain buoys of aids to navigation in all waterways. Most people that join the Coast Guard are people that are wanting to help people. They want to help people in distress, people in need. Types of calls the Coast Guard might receive could be a sinking vessel, a fisherman could be in distress from rigging on their boat. They might have had a medical emergency on board their vessel. Kite surfer taken too far offshore, a shark attack, very wide variety of cases. Always prepared for whatever case may be called. Coast Guard's motto is Semper Paratus, which means always ready. On an average day, the Coast Guard responds to 48 search and rescue cases, assists 73 people, and saves 9 lives. Every single time we go out, we have unknown risk and we have known risks.
They're on their way down to San Diego, and the search area gets refined So basically, they're always looking at currents and like making their best guess at where they think they should focus the resource. And along that, when that happened, the search area got moved into this training area, and there was, protocol was supposed to be like search and rescue gets priority and operations are shut down. So the moments before the accident, a flight of 4 Marine helicopters had entered the area, and they were doing night vision training. So they were flying blacked out, and they had their goggles on. The strain of their helicopters, when you fly, you're supposed to just have the front light and the back light on, because a flight of 4 helicopters is presumed to be like one flight, like one aircraft.
The front had a light, the back had a light, the 2 in the middle were completely dark.
Right. So by the time they separated by a mile, the third one, the second from the last, which ended up hitting the C-130, didn't have any lights on. And then, Chase said, "Climb up, dude." That's what he told the co-pilot. And moments after that, was when the collision happened. He was a really nice guy, and I'm not just saying that because he's not with us anymore. And I remember our parents were busy a lot around, and he was kind of like a very nurturing older brother, almost a parental figure. And he was a really genuinely nice person who had a very strong sense of right and wrong, and it's fun to hang out with. But he was a very thoughtful person. He was well-read, and you could talk to him about, like, is there an afterlife? And how would we test that? And So this is why I no longer believe in the afterlife, is because if there was an afterlife, he would have come back and delivered us a message to say, see, it's real. And we'd have conversations about this kind of stuff. Like, yeah, so the right way to be is maybe we all write, words in an envelope and we seal them and throw them in the gun safe. And then, if one of us is killed, it'll come back in a dream and we'll know, and we'll go open the envelope and it'll say tortillas. And we're like, oh my God, look, it's real. So it was like stuff like that. I remember they had a big rescue in the C-130, actually. Che was a pilot in command, and, there was a doctor who, so he had like an engine failure, and he's out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. The C-130 was able to successfully deploy a life raft. Che was like, yeah, I picked that route. I saved that guy's life.
He was a heart doctor at University of San Francisco. He came to Che's memorial, and they had never met. They had talked to each other. They did a good job. The people Che worked with put together, because it's not, I don't think it's government funded. I know it's not government funded at all, so they had to go raise, and they sold patches and bricks and fundraised. Beautiful memorial. I try to take the family there once a year on the 29th, just to let the kids see the planes and remember who their uncle was.